Former Representative Gowdy. I wanted to get you on the screen with your new glasses. I have a lot to say, but first, this will be unofficial. I'm not even sure a representative could get an official one, but you're a former representative. But this is an unofficial notification of felonies by a man whose ancestor served a number of terms in the 4th Congressional District. And I think you both were well-meaning, but there were people who disagreed with some of your decisions. First, the notification. There will be 22 felonies plus murder, a large murder conspiracy joined in by the FBI, who refused to investigate a hostage taking. It wasn't certain it was a hostage taking, you never are, but they refused to get off their duff and move 2 counties over and check on what included taking over her home by a crowbar villain who was one of the murderers. You don't break into a home with a crowbar, get protected by the police, and have it be normal. And the FBI sat on it. Greenville, North Carolina, not South Carolina. Greenville FBI District Office. Senator Representative Gowdy, you are a former representative. You have no duty to do nothing. But you are, I hope, a patriot. You have made grievous errors while trying to do the right thing. You had Hillary Clinton, I believe, before your committee or before another committee before your committee, indicate that protection of consulates, State Department buildings and other things outside the United States that's not my job. Well, it was her job as soon as the law, after the African embassy fiasco, and no State Department person would admit that they had any part of how we badly set up security at those 2 embassies in Africa, killing 200 people, mainly non-Americans, but we don't want people killed at our embassies. We passed a law. Hillary was in the White House, sleeping in the bedroom because she didn't hear the law. The law made that from now on there will be someone accountable for each and every different security plan for buildings of the State Department outside the U.S., and that person is Secretary of State. So she was telling you a lie. It was her job, and it's non-assignable. So she was perjuring herself to Congress. She knew that law, or she was asleep in the White House, dead to the world. So you made a big error there. Another error, or whoever it was that she testified to, I'm not sure it was you, but I believe it was you who took and knew that the replacements for, among others, the 16-man security team of, I'm going to shut this off because we don't need that fella, the 16-man security team of Lieutenant Colonel Andrew Wood, a Green Beret trained expert offensive military man, leading 16 others younger than him, more than able to protect against a large attack of a 30, 50-man militia. They were removed from country over Lieutenant Colonel Wood's objection and replaced. You heard who they were replaced by? The 17th of February, I believe it is, Martyrs Brigade. They replaced it by people who were sworn to die trying to kill us, and they're going to protect us? Sir, the Department of State must be called to bear on it. The Department of State as existing at the time this happened. Charlene Lamb, yeah, but Patrick Kennedy, you betcha. Hillary Clinton, you betcha. And whoever were giving the orders from the White House, you betcha. And whoever were giving them the orders from the White House, in the White House, you betcha. And whoever gave them, and yeah, it leads up to Obama almost certainly. And you didn't want to do it, and that's a shame because it looked like you shirked your duty under fire. So here's a chance to redeem yourself. The FBI refused to investigate, despite taking an hour of my giving a report of multiple felonies, including being beaten up apparently at the direction of the clerk of court, a felonious beating of me by a deputy who did it without saying a word, with my back turned, and with me having, on the way out the door, he had to get me before I got out the door, and he said the reason he had to beat me then was that I was going to jump in the opposite direction through the window of the clerk who had ordered my beating. This is insane that so many of you GOP people have hid from it, including the U.S. Attorney. Sir, can the U.S. Attorney turn down felonies like these? Then I wasn't allowed a phone call, despite being the only person caring for it, best I knew, caring for a woman who needed, she was a stage 4 person who had completed chemo, and she could not do much for herself, and they did not let me call until after people were in bed. 6 hours or more. I'll make it, or less, 5 hours or more. I don't know. I didn't, of course, have a watch. And they were going to do it each time, but they were told by the person running the jail, no. So the subordinates had to give in, but they were committing crimes by doing it. 5+ hours, when particularly an emergency. That's one of the crimes, sir. What's going on in your country? Then I have others, including a congressman from South Carolina, where I fled to for fear of my life from the FBI, who can kill me before this even gets uploaded. They should, because I want them executed, all that were primary violators, and allow this woman to be murdered. Yes, the death penalty for the FBI. The death penalty for the FBI. So kill me, FBI, because I'm dangerous. I want the death penalty, and I will take my chances at being shot in the back. You lily-livered cowards, killing the elderly. So you decide whether or not you want to involve yourself, because you're not an official. You're not military authority, you're not civil authority at the moment, but you have a lot to repay by your grievous errors. They weren't intentional, I believe your good faith. But boy, did you prove that you're a simple country lawyer. I'm an urban lawyer with no country. I have fought my country, and they have destroyed me. And I don't care. At any moment, they can kill me, but I'll have these videos up, and I'll be on my way to being heard. You do nothing, that's fine. But I'm giving you a chance to return to doing the things that make sense, rather than being confused as what is a martyr's brigade. How they were paid $750,000. No, that's not true. The martyr's brigade wasn't paid. Somebody got paid $750,000, and they hired him for a song, probably under $100,000, and they kept the rest. Whoever got hired for $750,000 should be up on probably murder charges, but heavy charges. This is a big deal. You failed us. Now you can redeem yourself. But my thing has nothing to do with that. You can also redeem yourself by getting the FBI, who in Chicago has done elder cleansing by inaction. They don't care. It's Chicago. Let them kill our elders. They don't respond. So many elders have been killed over decades, maybe, at least over many years, because put in elder cleansing, and the lawyer who has been beaten down as a professional, Kenneth Dikowski, put his name in, read his 3 steps to elder cleansing killings, put in Kenneth Dikowski 3-step method elder cleansing, read about it. You all have been so buffoonish that Bush, Obama, and now Trump don't even know it's happening. Well, sir, it is. To do any of these, you got lots of felonies. Be yourself, which is a patriot, and do anything you can It needs to be stopped. Trump doesn't know it's going on. Maybe Obama didn't, and probably Bush didn't, but the FBI in Chicago know it, and they have just folded. The FBI in Greenville, North Carolina, has 3 guys at least, and a manager, let's not forget the manager, who should be investigated for joining a murder conspiracy. Or at least, first you got to determine if the victim is dead. She had stage 4 cancer, and I was told her chemo was cut off, as was the plan to kill her, because the first one worked too well. They had to evict me by a crowbar from our home. I had been living there 15 years, and one of your idiot aides to, let's see, which one was it? I guess it's Lindsey Graham, says that living there 15 years makes me a squatter because I didn't demand a lease from my landlady / best friend. You're a lawyer, you know you don't need a lease to avoid being a squatter living with the person